Game notes, everybody. We bring in a special guest down on the end. He needs no introduction. The one and only Dan Marino, Hall of Fame quarterback for the Miami Dolphins. Dan, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks to be here.
How's it going, my man?
Really good. Really good. Having fun in South Florida.
Well, we're going to talk, and it's easy to do, have fun in South Florida, particularly down on 700 Ocean Drive. It's a lot to look at down there.
Sure, you've been there.
We're going to get into a lot of discussion about the game, guys, so feel free to chime in. But, Dan, as a Hall of Fame quarterback, we want to talk about Peyton Manning's challenge. When he comes in, certainly he comes in with all of the advanced billing, all of the numbers. Interceptions have been an issue for him in the postseason. Can the Chicago Bears take advantage of that?
Well, that's what the Chicago Bears do. You know, you think about the Bears in this season, and they take the ball away from their opponents, and they score points, because of that. And I think about Peyton Manning, that's the key, is not to turn the ball over, not give them opportunities and field position that they need to take advantage of. And Peyton Manning is the kind of quarterback where he's under control of everything when he's out there. And I think the challenge is going to be for the Bears. I mean, how are they going to defend against him? Are they going to come after him in the blitz situations, or are they going to play zone and back off? Because in the playoffs, you said that Peyton Manning has thrown 6 interceptions, only 2 touchdowns, but he's done it in different ways without Marvin Harrison and without Reggie Wayne having big games and contributing a lot. He's thrown it underneath Dallas Clark to the backs. Real patient with his running game, and I think you're going to see that again, because I doubt Chicago Bears are going to blitz him. I think that they're going to do what they've done all year, play soft, try to come up, make plays, and get turnovers.
Well, Pat, I think you talked about this yesterday. It's so tough to get to Peyton 14 times during the regular season, but they're going to have to find a way, are the Chicago Bears, at least to get pressure on him.
Ron Rivera, I asked Ron that question yesterday. He said, look, we do what we do. On the other hand, if Dan Marino sees the same Dan Marino, if Peyton Manning sees the same picture, it's really the same guy. I'd say if he sees the same picture, he's going to land up tearing it apart. And I asked Reggie Wayne this question yesterday and Dallas Clark the question today. Who's going to be the star receiver? He goes, it's all about what they decide to take away. Peyton will find the other guy and work him over. So one guy could have 10 receptions that we're not even talking about.
Charlie, quick question to you. Is it almost unfair to compare these two quarterbacks? Rex Grossman, more of a steward of a conservative style of offense relying on their run game versus a prolific passer like Peyton Manning. Is that a fair comparison?
Well, I think it's a fair analysis, but you can't compare these two quarterbacks. One's going to the Hall of Fame. One's in his first full year starting in the particular offense he's in.
Well, Dan, let's talk about some of the percentage numbers. And when you look at the numbers, they are telling. 62.6% completion percentage for Manning, 787 yards, 2 touchdowns, and as you pointed to a moment ago, 6 interceptions compared to Rex Grossman, a 46% completion percentage. But again, Rex doesn't need to complete as many passes as Peyton Manning. Is that correct?
Yeah, you look at the Chicago Bears, what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to keep Peyton Manning on the sidelines. And they're going to try to control the line of scrimmage, run the football, and I think that's going to be a challenge for the Colts. Keep him on the sideline. And Rex Grossman's going to have some chance to take shots down the field. I think early in this game, if I was coaching them, if I was their offensive coordinator, I would run some play action and try to take some shots to get some big plays, to get that safety back so they can run the football more consistently.
Now, is there something to be said for the postseason stage? It tends to get bigger, and the performers tend to perform better in the postseason. Peyton Manning, 60% completion percentage, over 3,000 yards passing in postseason play. The stage is the biggest it's ever been for him in his long 9-year career. Does he show up today?
I think there's no doubt that he'll have a good game. I think it's really going to come down to him being patient, because I think the Bears are a team that's not really going to blitz him. They said that Ron Rivera said he's going to do what they do, and what they do best is they play a little soft coverage. They react to the ball, try to cause turnovers. Peyton Manning, he's just such a, he's a general out there, and he's calling all his home plays at the line of scrimmage. He's going to put his offense in the right position to make plays. He's going to get his team into the right play according to the defense, and he's going to be tough to defend.
Dan, your numbers were superior in postseason play as well, just under 60% completion. What is it that's different about postseason play in terms of accuracy? Because you would assume that the defenses you're going to be facing in the postseason are better, and there for a reason.
Well, I guess it is the knowledge of your own offense and the players that you have. And, when you look at Peyton Manning, the type of player he is and how he controls the line of scrimmage, you're always going to have him in a situation where he's going to be a high percentage passer. I think the difference going to be is can they get pressure with their front four? Can they get him to move out of the pocket a little bit, maybe disrupt his timing? Because when he's in rhythm, it doesn't really matter what the defense is playing, because he's going to make the right decisions. He's going to throw it to the right guy, and he's not going to turn it over.
You know, one of the points that you made yesterday in looking at the offensive selection of Peyton Manning, when he has an opportunity to audible, this guy's not really throwing the ball down the field much. He's running it as much as he is.
I think there's a misnomer that this guy wants to throw the ball all the time. We went back and looked at the no-huddle offense in the Baltimore game. There's 39 snaps of it. 19 of them were runs. So he's going to the line of scrimmage, and if you're going to show him some kind of two-deep shell, he's going to check to the run. He has enough faith in it, and I think the growth in the running game in this postseason has made a lot of other things going to open up for him on Sunday.
And when you look at tape, and I looked at a couple of games in the last couple of days, and what I saw was this Baltimore Colts, the Indianapolis Colts team running a lot more cover 1, cover 3, and not zero coverage, but they are actually not in that cover 2 nearly as much as most people think they are. What's your take on how they will attack?
Well, I think when you look at the playoffs, the whole thing, you know, the year was stopping the run. They didn't do a very good job of that. They're a different team in the playoffs defensively. I think they made a commitment. I watched the film in a New England game, and I think about 90% of the time they had the safety down, trying to stop the run. That's going to put a lot of pressure on their corners, and that's why I said earlier, I think Rex Grossman's going to have a chance to take some shots down the field. And if he's successful, that'll put a lot more pressure on the Colts defense.
Gentlemen, any final thoughts, analysis, or takes on who you think will emerge victorious in Super Bowl 41 as we break?
Well, I think it's a tremendous upset if Chicago wins. I think the AFC is superior. Peyton Manning is superior. The Bears are going to have to win this thing with turnovers, get their edge that way.
Pat?
I think that they went out and identified the desire and the need for Adam Vinatieri. That's almost changed their play calling. When they get in field goal range, they don't have to keep taking risks. They know they can get 3 points from Adam and move on to the next series.
Dan, quick take?
Well, I think it's the Indianapolis Colts. I think that they're just on a roll right now. I don't think that they're going to be the Bears will be able to match, you know, the points and the offensive production that the Colts have. And I think the key for the Colts is going to be not to turn it over and give field position and some free points to the Bears that keep them in the game.
Dan, thanks so much for joining us. We
Spencer.
appreciate
Glad
taking time out. And you know you're busy, my man.